Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
You got B3 Picks here at it again. Proud to announce a brand new partnership with BVO Sports TV and B3BoxingPicks.com. Let's go green. At B3BoxingPicks.com, we provide pre-fight boxing picks of the week, but also live boxing betting options so we can make money pre-fight or during the fight betting on the beautiful sport of boxing. Join now, only $10 a week or $25 a month by visiting B3BoxingPicks.com for the membership. Also follow me on all socials at B3 Boxing Picks. Follow my YouTube, Not Another Boxing channel, presented by B3 Picks. And shout out to the People's Network, the one and only Sports Talk Network. Let's go green.
Yo, what it do? Back with another episode of Yo Sports TV. Your host, D Free, MBO got the day off. Follow me shortly. Talk about some of these topics that we got with the Lost Art of Manhood. And we have a lot of individuals that lost they lost the art of being an actual man. Some of them never been taught how to be a man, and some of them just don't care to be a man. And the youth right now is struggling for a male figure model. They're struggling to be a stand-up individual. A lot of these youth are just going with the flow. What's going on, us? And it's
What's good, boy?
Not much. It's kind of frightening seeing how these young people is going about their lives out here in the world. And we always used to say back in the day, the youth is the future. This is our future president, our future doctors, our future lawyers. But the way the people are moving nowadays, it doesn't look like the future is going to be that way. I mean, you have some guys that still do things the right way, but it seems like the vast majority are taken to the streets and they taking this I don't care type of mind frame. And I don't know where it went wrong where these guys decided not to be a stand-up individual or be a man. Pride, what you think happened along the way?
Yeah, repeat the question. You kind of going in and out. I don't know if it's me.
I was saying I don't understand how some of these guys had lost their way of how to be a man. What you think happened along the way? Let me put my other mic
Yeah,
up.
yeah. I mean, I think that we got a lot of dudes raised with just their moms, so they got sassy ways, feminine behavior. They throw tantrums, and they don't really know no better, you know. So I think that's what it is. I think it's you got a lot of these guys. These new guys are real friendly with each other. You know, they dress different. You know, sometimes they dress like in female stuff. And they wear pocketbooks and stuff. Me and you, when we went to high school, we would have never been able to get away with that. You know what I'm saying? So I think to answer the question is, I think because the man they grew up in the house, and their mom is trying to show them, they might see their mom crying or going through or whatever, and they don't know, it's not a man there. So that's what I think it is. That's why I think these men are so sassy, these young boys, because the old heads, like they straight, like majority of them, but it's the young boys. They want to be like girls, man. It's different, bro. I think it's because there's no daddy in the house. That's basically it.
Yeah, and I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. How's my mic?
You good now?
It's still choppy or is it good?
Nah, you
Okay.
Gucci. Can you hear me? You
No,
Gucci.
I agree with everything you said. I mean, yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I agree with everything you said. Because a lot of these females, I don't wanna sound like I'm putting down the females. They do their best in trying to
Hmm.
raise a man, but at the same token, females don't know how to raise a man. They don't know what it takes to be a man. They know what it takes to. They might even know what it takes to lead a household. They might know what it takes to raise a family, but they don't know what it takes to be a man. And like I said, I don't want to sound like I'm putting down any female because I know they do their best not to raise the
Yeah.
kids by themselves. So I don't want to sound like I'm putting down any female, but it's the same way if a man want a daughter to be a woman, he could teach her how to be as
Right.
much of a lady as he possibly can, but he can't teach her how to be a woman. And it's the same thing with a man. He could teach her how to be as much of a lady as he possibly can, but he can't teach her how to be a woman. It's the same position to try to raise men, especially when you have these females that have 4 or 5 sons, and there's no man in the house, and now that she got to try to show these 4 or 5 sons how to be a man. A lot of times they're gonna want that male figure to show them how to do things, because a woman can't really show a
Hmm.
man how to handle his business outside in on the streets. She could tell him, hey, you don't back down from nobody, and if they cross you, you do what you got to do. So they look for that male figure to give them some type of guidance, and a lot of time it's usually out there on the street corner, or it's the neighborhood guy that everybody looks up to or whatever have you. So
Dude with the
like back in the
chains.
days, we had a lot of guys, even though right, yeah, back in the days we had a lot of guys that even though they was part of the street, they still upheld the manhood. You gotta be a man. You gotta take care of your kids and things like that. You didn't have.
Hmm.
You had a lot of fathers that were deadbeats, but you had a lot of guys that wanted to be a part of their kids' life, but the woman didn't want them around because of their atmosphere that they was around. They was part of
Hmm.
the street. They didn't want their kids to be involved with the street life or whatever have you. But nowadays it's like nobody cares to show these young men how to be men. You don't have that those guys on the corner deterring the kids that don't belong in the street, because you have some kids that they grew up in the streets, that's all they know. But then you have those other kids that live in a neighborhood because they can't afford to live nowhere else, so their parents live in
Hmm.
that neighborhood, but he might play on the basketball team or the football team, or he's a student in school. You don't have that individual say, hey, nah, you don't belong out here, you need to go back in the house or go to that court, go to the field and get your game up. So you don't have that individual nowadays that's telling these kids, hey, you need to stay in school, you need to make sure you get things right. Because even back when I was coming up, you still had some of those dudes that hung out the street and say, hey, you need to get to school. Don't you supposed to be at school? It wasn't so much. It was
Right.
like off limits to the kids. If you're a grown person, yeah, we're gonna do what we got to do with you. But for the kids, it's off limits. Hey, you need to get to school. You're supposed to be in school at
Right.
this time. So now it's like nobody cares about what the kids is doing. They pretty much raising themselves. How you feel about that?
Yeah, they definitely raising themselves 100%. A lot of these kids, they're really, really smart, and they use their knowledge for some of the wrong things. A lot of them. Um, Sometimes you might get a situation where like the mom is a single mother with her son, but she got a tough big brother who has a family or something like that. So that could work out like that. But the young boys, man, they out of control,
Hmm.
and the young girls, they out of control. It's getting worse. Like they're like I know how out here in Philadelphia, they'll get together like 100 of them and just ramshack Center City, breaking cop cars, tearing up cars, just going crazy. And the cops not gonna do nothing to them because they kids. They, I mean, and they'll get together and just terrorize. So they all want to dress in $300 shirts and stuff like that, But it's levels to this. You got to work your way up to it. They don't want to work their way up to it. They want to have it right now without having to go to work, but they want to, wear $10,000 jeans, like and they rappers, they influence these kids. The music definitely influenced these kids, and they see, well, the rappers, they don't got to do this. They out doing drills and all
Right.
this stuff when they really not. You know what I mean? But so it's getting bad, free man. And I pray for my
Right.
two daughters because they young. Salute to
Yeah.
Base Chad.
And like I said, I yeah, salute the base tag. I understand it's only but so much a single mother can do. And like I said, I don't put it solely on a single mother because she's a single mother for a reason. The man is not around, and we have so many guys. And I'm not saying all guys, because some guys do want to be a part of their kid's life. The mother is just making it hard. But there's a lot of guys that don't care to be in their child life. They don't fight the court system to try to see their child, or either fight with the other parent to take her back and forth to court to try to see their child. Some people say, well, she don't want me to see him. Oh well, I won't see him. Or some just don't care. I never wanted her to have a kid anyway. So I mean, it's so many guys that don't take responsibility of what they're goes into the other topic. Um, why was the still matters, and is basically what we've been saying this entire time. Is because a man's job was to put on this earth was to lead. It was to lead other men and lead families. And if you having a bunch of guys and there is no leader, then there's no structure, because somebody got to lead the pack. If everybody's just following what goes on, there's nobody out there saying, "Hey, look, we got to be. If we're going to do this, we got to be organized." Now he might not be in the right atmosphere. It might not be for the right cause, but he has the capability of being a great father because of his leadership. Now all you have to do is change his mind frame, and change that mind frame from being in the street to being legal, and doing that with his family. But when you have a guy that run an organization, or is the head of a gang or whatever, they have the capabilities of being great fathers if they can change that energy. That energy is being placed in the wrong direction. And see, a lot of people look at it and say, "Oh, how you going to say that this criminal has the right? I mean, has the capabilities of being a good father, because his mind frame and his energy is focused on the wrong thing. If you could take that focus and put it into environment and not in the criminal lifestyle, he has the right capabilities of being a stand-up individual. It's just nobody showed him how to do things the right way. And that's the problem that we have. We have so many guys that don't know how to do things the right way. so many people are out here so used to going with what is easy, what is quick. They want to work for what they have to get because that's the reason why we have the street life because it was so easy to make money. You can make money real quick, real easy, but at the same time, value the money, so to speak, because it was so easy to get. If you lose $400 or $500, you're like, well, I go in a corner and I make it back in about another hour or so. But if you was working an actual job and you lose $300 or $400, you out this joint pissed because you just lost $300 or $400.
Hmm.
You know you got to work another week or two before you get paid again before you get another paycheck.
Hmm.
So the value of having money is missed by being in the streets. And when you start to miss some of your values, you start to miss some of what makes you an individual because that's the whole thing that we looking at with the whole case with Puffy. And I don't want to go too much into it, but he started losing out on what his values was, and he started devaluing other individuals because his values was gone, and so he didn't care about nobody else's values, and it just started a whole snowball effect, and that's what we have in the streets when guys start to lose out on values of certain things and morals of certain things. It starts a snowball effect to where we have what we got going on now. People out here running the streets and don't care about anything. What you got on it, Prize?
Yeah, and they definitely and they quick to use their sticks too, man. Like the young boys, it's really most sort of young boys for me, you know. Cause they the ones that's supposed to lead, but their minds are so corrupted and polluted by music. And trust me, I'm a huge hip hop fan, always have been. But right is right and what's wrong is wrong. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times they get trapped up in that fantasy world and they try to bring it to reality. That's why you see a lot of crash outs nowadays. You know, the young boys they crash out over a girl, crash out over a couple dollars, crash out, do something to somebody over a chain or some jewelry when all they got to do is use your your knowledge to find a way because a lot of these young boys like they got these new scammers, right? And they doing something with Apple Cash and they doing and I'm like if they apply that same kind of knowledge to something else, maybe in that same kind of field, maybe create a what they call it, the like a web, like an internet police or something like that. There's ways you can do certain things, but they want the clothes now. They want the Gucci belts now. They'll do something for somebody over a Gucci belt. I'll give you my Gucci belt before you do something to somebody. I'll give one of the young boys a Gucci, and I have. I didn't gave him clothes off my back. You know what I'm saying? Because they hungry, man, and they don't got no man to guide them. They say, look, son, this is what we do. Go get your CDLs or whatever. Try to join the military. Try to join law enforcement. Try to do something, but they so caught
Right.
up with everything else, they corrupted, dog. And shout out to Dub Right Side. Shout out to BVO, T Hill. I
Yeah.
see you, homie.
What's going on, Daniel? Yeah, shout out to y'all fellas. But I agree exactly what you're saying because I was just thinking about when you was talking about that. I was thinking about the that little organization that they had going on out here the last couple of years, where these guys was going around stealing Hondas, and they wasn't stealing cars the way they used to steal cars back in the day. They found a way where they could use the USB to steal the car. And I was like, how the heck did they even think of using a USB to steal a car? I said, man, I thought about it. I said, man, why don't they focus on doing something positive? These guys because you got to be a smart individual to actually think of how to steal a car or whatever you do, how to do it and be able to get away with it. Like it took a lot of planning and preparation in order for you to come up with that idea of doing things and getting away with it. If you took that same mind frame and focus it on a legal job and inventing another item that we can use in the world or whatever have you, you can make so much money. You might be that guy that's a multi-millionaire walking around with you be like that. I remember when I was in the streets and I was doing this. Now I'm making six figures or I'm making seven figures because I took that same mind frame and I applied it to something legal. And I just look at a lot of these people and I sit here and like I see a lot of this stuff on Instagram and I see it on Facebook and I be like, no, if they was just to apply that to a legal job or apply that to their schoolwork or whatever have you, they would be so much further in life than what they are right now. Instead of being one of the statistics out here, this person when these people come around, they 9 times out of 10 they're going to try to break in your car, they're going to try to break in your home or whatever have you. It's just like a burner, a daggone security system. If you figure out how to disarm a security system, that means you are good with being an electrician. You could take that same mind and go apply it as an electrician, and you can make six. I mean, I got a cousin right now. He's an electrician, and he was one of the ones that helped build the FedEx field. That man was making. I think he was making like $60 an hour working
That's
at
what they.
FedEx
That's what
field.
they make up. That's what they
And
make up
I'm
here.
like, dog, all you got to do is just apply your mind in the right places, and you could be doing so much better.
No, I said that's what they make up
Huh?
here. $60 an hour.
What's going on,
Salute,
Melody Queen?
Queen.
Yeah, and that's what I'm like, dog. If you just apply your mind to the right thing, your life can be so much better. But so many people want the quick dollar. And that's what's wrong with society today. We so wrapped up in this microwave society where everybody want things quick. They don't want to have to work for anything. Like I was brought up in the time frame where there was no microwave. If you wanted to warm up some food, you had to put it back on the stove. You had to add a
Hmm.
little bit of water, make sure it doesn't burn. But the microwave, it was like, man, we ain't gotta cook on the stove no more. We could just throw it in the microwave. Now, so many people so caught up. Now we got so many different types of microwaves. You got air fryers and all types of stuff. So it like people are so quick to find a way smarter, not harder. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you apply that to your actual life, where you take shortcuts instead of it starts to play a problem in your life because and my father and my mother used to say this all the time. It's much more satisfying when you work for it than for me just to give it to you. When you know that you work for it and you earn that because you went out and did what you had to do and you earned that, it's much more satisfying when you're able to go out and purchase your first car, purchase your first house, or go buy your own clothes, go buy your own shoes. Whatever it is that you want, when you work for it, you value it a lot more because you work to get it. When you somebody just give it to you, you don't value it as much.
Hmm.
What's going on, Dub? Right side? What you got
Dub,
to
my
cook on
guy.
the show?
Well, first things first, salute to my people, man. Salute free, salute prize. Hey,
Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you. I don't know if your mic delayed or
Okay. Yeah. I thought it was me, Dub, but I text him backstage, to tell him that he's a little delayed than we are. So okay, I'm glad. I thought it was me, but okay, yeah, he's a little
nah.
delayed.
Yeah, I don't know. And so, but overall, I agree 100%. Especially when how free was just bringing up microwave society, how people are just so used to everything being handed to you now. It's interesting because I was looking at this article earlier, and they were talking about changing the grade or changing the way that they grade kids, right? And saying that Well, I can't. If you don't turn your homework in, I can't hold that against you. I need to focus on what you learn at the end and make sure you gain some knowledge in these type of things. I remember when I was coming up, we didn't get D's, right? It was A, B, C, or F. You failed. If you got below a 70, you failed the class. In this, A was 90 or above. And I'm saying this for a reason. I'm going to movies. Now they're talking about an A being an 80, and the only way you fail if you make a 21 or less, then you fail. Think about the lowering the standards that we have going on for the children, and this hence the reason we have a lot of them growing up the way they're growing up because they have no standards to live up to anymore. And as a society, we're doing them a disservice by lowering the standards. We should be raising standards every chance we get because then it makes you have to compete. It makes you that much better of an individual. One of the reasons you need to learn how to turn your homework in on time. Why? Because when you get to work and you got an actual job and you got an assignment due or whatever project due on a certain date, your boss ain't trying to hear, well, I forgot. They ain't trying to hear that. And so the standard that these kids are being held to as well, it goes into the lack of morality, the lack of standards, and uh-oh. And like Free said earlier as well, if we hold you accountable in school, then maybe you will take that knowledge. I heard you talking about learning how to utilize a USB to break into a car. You could take that knowledge to and become a computer scientist or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But do something positive with your life where you're not going to end up in jail. You're not going to end up in trouble, and you can start a family, set your family up, provide for your family, all these different type of things, doing it the legal way. And so, I mean, I just had to agree with y'all a lot. And I think schooling and some of the standards set by the society today, all of that plays a part into the quote unquote lost art of manhood that we see.
Yep.
I do it for the children. You can take the
And that's the thing that I was saying.
Bounce them on
That's the thing that I was saying. Like a lot of these individuals that's running the streets now, they have no care for what's going on. Like they don't care if they live to see tomorrow. That's how they go about their life. They don't care if they live to see tomorrow.
Did you mean
Huh?
man?
Hold on, one second.
Yeah, my brother Sombrero was giving me my Barnett Hill drop.
Yeah, I saw that in the way. You know what I mean? Well, more Melanie Queen said, coddling kids these days will not help, but only hinder them from real life. It'll definitely be left up to the parents to instill those things into their children. And I agree with
Exactly.
that.
I agree
Indeed.
100%.
Salute to OG Crush. You know, everybody in the chat, y'all smash the like one time for the one time. It's free. But yeah, I
Absolutely.
mean, I agree with that, man. But I want to talk a little bit of boxing, man. Can we?
Go ahead. I ain't
It's a
got no
little
problem
boxing
with it.
segment. You know, D Free. Can we just have a little boxing segment? Because I got to say something. You know, and I know BVO gonna come in here and want to talk about real life, and that's cool. But I just want to say real quick, and we can go back to real life. Jaime Munguia, you dirty pig.
Drug cheat.
You needed you needed PEDs to come back to get your confidence right, and that's just so. So you mean to tell me you signed that contract with the rest of them, with the Eddie Reynoso and the Juice Crew? So you with them? Jaime Munguia, you disgusting. You
Yeah,
disgust me. You disgust me.
my
And
bad.
I hope you get knocked out again. And I want to see you rematch that guy. And I hope they take that fight, overturn it, and award that man the fight and find the hell out of Jaime Munguia. And I want to see that guy rematch him and knock him out again. But
This is a sick Negro.
we can go back to real life.
No, I said I'm back. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we can
Now
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
you
can hear
good?
you. We can hear you before you
Yeah,
couldn't
you
hear
were just
us.
delayed.
Oh, okay, yeah. I saw that. I was like, why am I so delayed?
Yeah,
But
yeah, you
I
Gucci
switched
now.
over
You
to my
Gucci.
phone.
Yeah, you
But
Gucci.
yeah, now I saw that earlier too. That Jaime McGee popped dirty, and that's nasty work. I mean, well, he was working with Canelo Alvarez prior to that. So
Yes, sir.
hey, there's another one coming out of that camp once
Started
again.
Reynoso
working.
chain.
Started working with
Eddie
Reynoso in 2025, January 30th.
Eddie
Hey,
Reynoso and the Juice Crew. That's
did
what
y'all
they
Yep.
are.
did y'all hear what Jamal Charles said today about that whole situation?
No, what he said.
What you said?
Well, he said a bunch of things. He actually dropped a lot of Jews, and even with the snack program, he dropped some Jews on that. But he was like, man, they've been doing this stuff. A lot of these fighters have been doing it. Canelo, y'all think he stopped taking clenbuterol? No, he probably still taking it now. Then Jeff Mayweather comes out and says, well, people they're not gonna have Canelo tested anyway because once you say you want Canelo tested, well, he just gonna be like, well, I ain't gonna fight you, and that payday is a different type of payday. So, I mean, hey, shout out to Charlo and Jeff Mayweather. They really dropped some gems and some jewels as far as the corruption and the crookedness going on in the sport of boxing.
So you
Hey
think
man,
so? Let real quick,
y'all made
wait,
me
wait,
come up here, man.
real quick.
You
So you
can't.
think
I can't
that
believe
they
y'all
doing
hating on
something to
Eddie
Terrence
Reynoso,
Crawford?
man.
Oh, my bad, BVO.
You hating on Eddie Reynoso, man. What are you doing?
He owned the Juice
Man
Crew.
got 5 different dudes that popped under his
Yeah.
supervision,
Oh,
under his
Yeah.
training.
so somebody doing drugs is my fault?
Yeah,
Stop.
Yes,
Oh my
If they
God.
he's
you
if
the
under
if they
you are the
investigation.
common
They
denominator
un-
between
These
all these
grown
people.
men.
hey,
They
I'm gonna put it
underneath.
like this. It might not be your fault, but if they wasn't dirty before they got with you, and all of a sudden they get with you,
you
and
dirty.
now they pop dirty,
Hey,
eyes is gonna start looking at you. Especially
hey,
when
free.
you have multiple people that's coming out of your camp that's popping dirty.
He
They're
on
gonna
some
start looking at
Panama.
you.
He on some Panama Lewis ish right now.
Man, all
Yeah.
I can say is I heard somebody
Nah,
say
Panama Lewis.
Eddie Reynoso is running a trap house. Like
Eddie
who said
Reynoso
that?
is the boss, bro. He the hefe, dog. You tripping?
He's slanging
Bro, bro,
aspirin, bro.
he had nothing to
Hey,
do with this, man.
I'm not gonna say Eddie Reynoso gave it to him, but hey,
Wow.
Man,
it's multiple people coming out of that camp. This is the fifth guy that
Could
came
you
out of that
imagine?
camp.
Could
he
you
wouldn't be
imagine
the
if
he
it was
wouldn't be the first Mexican to move weight.
Could you imagine if Derek James or Bill Haney
B3, that's crazy.
what's one of our brothers, Kevin Cunningham, would have this many juice crew? Could you
Bozy
imagine what
Ennis,
they would do?
Bozy
Bozy.
Ennis,
Could you
any
imagine
one
if
of them.
Bozy had 5 guys that pop boost and 4
Hold
other
on,
guys that pop 30?
They would
hold
kick
on.
him out of
Let me
boxing.
let me say, let me say this real quick. Let me say this real quick. We don't gotta bring up Ballsy and Boots in it because them niggas scared to death. So we ain't gotta bring up them
He's
cowards, man.
Hold on,
he's
hold on, hold
They
on, hold
scared
up,
to
hold up, hold
death.
up, hold
They're
up,
scared
Buddy.
to death.
hold up.
I don't agree
Oh,
with that,
let me
BVO.
say this
I'm
real
glad.
quick.
I'm glad. Go ahead.
Let me say this real quick. Shout out to you know, the boy, I'm not gonna say his name, but he showed you Boots in his whole card. Excuse my language, but we found out both Boots Ennis got a skirt on. He don't wear pants, he wears skirts because this is the second big fight that he didn't ran from. And unless he Forrest Gump or Usain Bolt, I'm shocked, man. This dude's a true man. He let the whole Delaware, the whole Philly, the tri-state area down, man. You can't even claim this kid no more.
I
Get him
completely
out of
agree.
here. Get him out of here. And I don't ever want to hear him talk about he wants to be great because
Hold
we
up.
seen a two-time lineal champion say, "Fight me," and he said, "No, I don't want to fight him." Oh, fight King Virgil. I don't want to fight King Virgil. So this is the second big fight you've been offered, and you ran. You know what? I'm about to call you Mellow Yellow, a Little Red Junior, because
Hold
you
up.
scared of smoke. You scared of smoke.
Hold up.
That's
Okay,
what I
now,
found
now,
out.
now, now that you
Go
went
ahead.
on your rant, let me speak some real knowledge and let me
Yeah.
speak some truth to this situation because I remember when we all came up here and said we don't want Tio to make another dime in the sport of boxing.
Yeah.
But now you getting on Jerron
Facts.
Booth
No,
in
I
it.
don't want him to make. I don't
Hold
want him
on,
to
no,
make
no,
no
no, no,
money.
no. I
Free.
didn't, I didn't, I didn't cut you off. I didn't cut you off.
Go
I didn't cut you off.
ahead.
That's your
So
brother.
I remember when we all said we didn't want Tio to make another dime in the sport of boxing because of his racial slurs that he was saying and things like that. And I remember I was the one that said, I'm gonna give Jerron Booth Ennis the benefit of the doubt. If he said he want to stay at 47 and become undisputed, he only want to fight for undisputed. I'm
Yeah.
gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. If he moved any other type of way outside of that, I'm gonna get on him. I was the one that said that. So
And we all agreed.
I'm not mad at Jerron Ennis saying I don't want to fight T.O. I want to fight these other champions. He said, if I'm going to stay at 47, if I'm going to make 47, I want to fight the other champions. I'm not trying to fight T.O. T.O.'s not even in my weight class. So I don't care about T.O. not getting a fight with Jerron Bruce Ennis. So what?
I'm glad.
I don't want him to make another dime in the sport of boxing. If he wants to make money, go fight Devin Haney. Devin Haney and them trying to get the fight, go fight Devin Haney. If he wants to make the money, go fight somebody like Ryan Garcia. They right there. Those are big fights for him. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Jerron Ennis for standing on his morals. He said it from the beginning. I want to stay at 47 because I want to be undisputed.
Right.
Unless he's fighting somebody else, I'm not calling him a duck. He's standing on what he said he was going to do.
And he's not giving that bum a payday.
I brought that up. I brought that up many times before.
Many times.
We gave
Facts.
Earl that same respect.
Wait,
T.O. going to do what he want to do.
Hold on, Mark. Go ahead, Free.
Let me finish. We gave Earl that same respect when Earl said, well, he never lied to us. He said he was going to do this, and that, and then he was going to fight Bud Crawford. And he did exactly what he said he was going to do. So, and I told you, I'm going to give Jerron Boots Ennis the same respect of that man saying he's only fighting the champions. He's not trying to fight nobody else. So I'm not mad at him. He said, if I'm going to stay at 47, it's to fight the champions, nobody else. Right. So I'm not mad at him.
And me either,
Free. You know, like I know, as a traditional boxing fan, right? I would say me and you traditional boxing fans. You don't turn down two big names in a row. You just don't do it. It just doesn't happen.
No, you don't do it. You don't do it.
No, hold on one second. What did Boots actually say he doesn't want to see T.O. get another payday?
He said if I'm gonna stay at 47,
he's only fighting the champions.
Continue. Yeah, he say if I'm gonna continue making his way to 47, it's only to fight the champions. That's what he's always said.
Well, the champions are tied up right now.
Okay, so he's going to sit back and wait.
But guess what my brother YSM said? And shout out to my brother YSM because I text him this.
I don't care what
my brother YSM. Oh, let me say this real quick. That's my guy. That's why we care what YSM said. That's my guy.
I don't care what he said. I ain't saying why you care. I said I don't care what he said.
YSM said something. YSM said something that I thought was kind of fugazi, but I expect that. He said, "Well, Boots don't have to fight T.O. even though T.O. is a two-time lineal champion and Boots the lineal champion." I said to myself, they make more excuses than a brother going to jail anytime it comes to Boots and it's making a fight. And I don't understand, like I told Coach Ivan, I don't understand why they protecting this dude. This dude needs to be stopped. We haven't seen this other than Little Red, other than Metal Yellow. That's the only dude I see that do this.
BVO. No, listen, he needs to hear this. He needs to hear this.
I understand. I understand your love for T.O. starting to trickle back out, but let me.
Oh, I know that. T.O., bro. Stop it.
Let me tuck it back in. This is the same man this is the same man that you said, I don't want this man to make another dime in the sport of boxing. He can go If he say that about my people, then he's saying it to me. Why do you care if Jerron takes that fight or not? This man
it's not even about that fight. No, it's about the Ortiz fight too.
But what did he do? He went and fought a champion. He said he's going to fight only the champions. That's what he's done.
Yeah.
And I said,
Mario Barrios made it clear that he's not fighting Jerron Ennis.
Mario Barrios said he's fighting Manny Pacquiao, and that's the fight that he's fighting next. Brian Norman is fighting
the Japanese kid
Sasaki, and he's fighting him next. Jerron Boots Ennis just had a fight little over a month ago. It's not like he's fighting tomorrow anyway. So if he wants to wait until these two guys finish with their fight and try to make that fight, and if they decline him, he said, if they decline me, then I'm going to 54. But he's giving them the chance to have their fight, and then he's going to send them an offer or at least sit down at a table with them. I'm not mad at that because he's standing on what he said he was going to do.
The same way Earl did.
Yeah, because somebody said they want to fight him, and now you say, oh, well, he should just automatically change what he's going to do. No, the man said, I only want to fight the champions.
I have a goal
That's
for
a
myself.
huge name on his record.
Man, listen,
It's
man.
not.
Nobody
It's a
cares
huge
what
name
Tio
to
did,
you.
man.
No,
He was on a top ranked diet, man.
if it was a huge name, Tio would be making more than $1 million a fight. He's not. So it's not a huge name. No,
Right.
you
Well,
only say that it's a huge name.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Then I'm gonna raise my case on this. I don't support Tio in any way, but I'm gonna say this: Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. was a big time fighter, right? But he was always the undercard to Mike Tyson. I think Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. was a better fighter than Mike Tyson. But Mike Tyson was box office. So if you look at those cards, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. was always on the undercard to Mike Tyson. Just because you are the bigger star doesn't mean that you're better. That's all I'm saying.
What the hell that got to do with anything? You the one
It got the fact to do this. You got a guy who's shown you
with the big name.
Listen, this. So what I'm saying is, this is the guy who you say he won all the champions. He lied and said he won all the champions. Every big fight that's offered to him, he says no.
Can I say something real quick?
Goofball, Tio.
You said every huge fight, he said no. First of all, we don't know if Virgil Ortiz is a huge fight. We believe it is. We say it's a good fight. I still want to see that when he gets to 54. We don't know if Tio is a big fight if he fights Jerron Boots Ennis. But the one thing that we do know is neither one of them guys are the champions. So he's staying true to his word. He only wants to fight the champions. So
I don't know what they don't understand about that. I don't know what they don't understand about that. Go ahead, Marky, because I know you want to say something.
My whole thing is, who is he going to fight in the meantime?
He's going to wait for the champions. He just told you.
Tio, I want to see somebody better than Tio.
He just told you.
Ooh. Okay, that's all I want.
Marky,
he just told you.
Marky, listen.
Yes.
Brian Norman has a fight next month.
Right.
Jerron Boots Ennis just fought like a month ago.
It's not going to be that long of a wait.
He's not waiting years down the line. He's not waiting 8 months down the line. He just had a fight a month ago. Brian Norman is about to have a fight. When his fight is over, he can sit down and talk and and see if they want to make
another
the fight.
unification.
If they
don't,
and after that, if they don't want to sit down and make a fight, then by that time, Mario Barrio would have already had his fight with Manny Pacquiao. If Brian Norman say no, he could swing over to Mario Barrio. If Mario Barrio says no, then he could say, okay, these guys don't want to fight me. I'm dropping the belts and I'm going to 54.
I don't know what they don't understand about that, Free. But go on, carry on.
Explanation. I just wanted to ask a question. Goddamn.
Nah, it's cool. He told you though.
Long time.
Yeah, he broke.
He told you though. He broke it down for you with Crush the Legend. I want to. He been waiting. So if you Crush, you out there?
You know I'm out this beach.
Yeah. So go ahead. What you think about all of that? I don't feel like it's a duck. I feel like Jerron standing on. I ain't got to repeat. You just heard D Free.
I got it. Let me just set the record straight. Facts over feelings. I should have the moist meter because y'all ain't gonna like it, some of y'all, but it's okay. Cause I'm gonna hurt your feelings time and time again when you give me a chance. This is not no daggone duck. I wish y'all tighten up on the words that y'all use. Y'all just losing that spraying around like it's something. He is not ducking no Teofimo Lopez. First of all, you know the daggone rules. You cannot duck someone that's not in the same weight class as you. Understand that you can change those rules. Then you talk about a big name. A big name don't mean that you're going to be tested. See, y'all get sold on this brand name stuff, this, that, and the other, blah, blah. Just because it's a big name don't mean that it's a true test for someone. We have seen that in boxing. We got all type of goofy stuff going on. Tio ain't nobody to be scared of. And then on top of that, he ain't too much of a legacy. And we know good and damn well he's not a payday. So that's 2 strikes right there. So I don't want to hear this Tio stuff. Then we get into this Virgil stuff and all this, that, and the other. Well. What's good for the goose is good for the daggone gander. Because everybody got amnesia now. They forgot when Virgil said, I'll take 5 years to fight this man. But y'all was talking about and acting like that's not a duck or because he gave y'all a schedule. This man set up a schedule and said, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. So now all of a sudden, y'all forgot about that was a daggone duck. Somebody like, I don't want none of this smoke. Check my temperature 5 years later from now. So now all of a sudden, this guy don't want to fight him or whatever. Now, I do agree that he needs to fight somebody, but like I said, you don't get to run nothing. None of us up on here. So I wish y'all stop talking like bosses, like somebody's supposed to do something when you want them to do it and who you want them to fight. You ain't nothing but a fan. Stay in your lane. So whatever this man decides to do with his career, whatever he decides what he's going to do is a legacy from him, we don't get to define nobody's legacy. Because nobody can define mine or yours. Y'all be out of order with this. Stay in y'all damn lane. Y'all need this reality check. So here it is. Y'all don't get to define nobody's legacy. The only legacy you get to define is yours. And the ones that you bought in this world. But any of these daggone boxes, we don't define their legacy. Their legacy is theirs. So if they decide they wanna make a legacy and built off of fighting ducks, then so be it. If they want to make a legacy of fighting nothing but journeymen, so be it. If some of them just want to not really be tested, but go for big money fights and never really be tested in skill, so be it. You ain't got to agree to it, but it's their damn legacy, so you ain't got no place or no room to be huffing and puffing like a big bad whoop about what somebody's legacy supposed to be. So there go a legacy reality check for all you butthurt moist meters, always using words loosely, because ain't nobody ducking no damn one T.O. And he is not a legacy name for goddamn Gerard. And we shall stop saying that everybody, because he got this and because it's accomplished, that don't mean nothing. There's a lot of people that got accomplished on their walls, but they bums today. You think people talking about that? What are y'all talking about? Y'all be going crazy with this nonsense, so I ain't gonna say nothing else for the rest of the night unless one of y'all want to get your head chopped off. Reality check. Nobody does it better than STN. There you go, man.
Straight like that.
I'll say this.
Straight like that.
Shout out to my brother Crush. But then again, we got to be honest, because my brother Crush, one thing he likes to do, he has selective memory. Now, from what I've always heard since I was a youngster watching boxing with my granddad in the basement, granddaddy say, when you lineal champion, that's something special, son. Everybody can't be lineal champion. Muhammad Ali was lineal champion. Sugar Ray Robinson was lineal champion. So, I mean, I get what you're saying, and this is not against Jerron anyway. I just don't understand these new age boxing fans who say belts, accomplishments don't matter. Guys fighting big fights don't matter if it don't fit their narrative, because we see a guy that a lot of people support who ain't never been unified at 30, and we want to say he's somebody, but a dude who's 26 years old, who's two-time lineal champion, one-time unified, that's not somebody. That's not a big name. Stop.
Hey, let me ask
you. If you want to tell me, hold on, I interrupt you. If you want to tell me him fighting Stanionis is a name, or you want to tell me him fighting Sergey Lipinets, who was a 140-pound champion, is a name, you can't tell me a dude who did the work and beat technically the #1 guy, whether we think he was or not, in both divisions he's been in. That's something to say. That's not me giving him no props. That's what he earned. That's what he earned. So if you earn something, hold on. If you earn something like that, you can't have a fan talk about, oh, that don't count because I don't like you. That don't count. The work you put in don't count. Or you got a moist meter because I'm telling you the truth.
No,
Tank is the same guy. Tank is the same guy. Hold on, what's that background we got? Hold on one second. Tank is the same guy who told us, hey, I'm here for the money, right? But then wants to tell us how great he is, but never fought any of his contemporaries, and is supposedly getting ready to fight Lamont Roach and maybe El Rayo next. It's the ongoing cycle of, if people like you, it's okay. But we don't play the get along game here at BVO Boxing TV or at Sports Talk Network. We call what we see. At the end of the day, Jerron Ennis, you are no longer on our fighters list, man. Whether it matters or not, I'm sure I'm gonna get an interview one day, and I can't wait to laugh because you know better than what you're doing, man. This is clown behavior.
All right,
Sugar Ray Leonard wouldn't do this.
I had enough.
Sugar Ray Leonard wouldn't do this.
I had enough.
Go ahead, nephew.
I had enough of the praisings of T.O. Now, tell me this.
That's
Tell
not
me this.
Tio
Which one?
praise.
No, let me tell. You said I didn't. You didn't interrupt me, so don't interrupt me. Now, let me ask you a couple of questions, and then I'm a further go on with my statement. Which one is a bigger fight? Him fighting Jerron Business going for undisputed, or him fighting Tio? Which one is a bigger fight?
Jerron Ennis fight who for undisputed?
I said Jerron Ennis going on fighting for undisputed or fighting Tio. Which one is a bigger fight?
You got to think about the bird in the hand. You can't count
asking
about
you,
undisputed might not happen.
all you had to do is say one or the other is a bigger fight. Which one is a bigger fight?
I would say
Him
Tio's a
fighting
bigger
Brian
fight. I think Tio emerges the bigger fight.
Hold on.
You
Who
said-
is he
you said-
fighting for
hold on,
undisputed
hold
against?
on,
Pac-Man?
Hold up. What I'm asking BVO, which one is the bigger fight? Him fighting Brian Norman and then fight Mario Barrio, or the winners of their fight for undisputed, or him fighting Tio? Which one are the bigger fight next? For Jerron Ennis, which fight is the bigger fight next?
We don't know. We don't know.
Man,
but I know
you be punking out, B. That's Tio easy.
No, don't let him off the hook. To you, which one is the bigger fight? To you, which one is the bigger fight?
I would just say fighting a two-time lineal champion.
Okay, thank you. So once again, another person has proven that the belts don't matter. Thank you. Y'all can go ahead and continue.
That's crazy. I feel like the belts matter, but Free, he stand on
Hey,
that.
listen, hold on. It matters to a certain degree because you still it's still names. It's a name versus name. It's like you and Roberto Duran was a name, Sugar Ray was a name. You know what I'm saying? So with Jerron fighting Tio, Tio is a bigger name than Brian Norman and Barrios, respectfully.
So the
Barrios
belts don't matter?
maybe Tio and Barrios 50-50. But it's not about the belts not mattering. It's this these dudes is already accomplished in the sport of boxing. So with
Marky
Tio
Dent.
being a two-time lineal and
Yo.
Boots already being a lineal unified champion, the belts is irrelevant for them to lock horns. The fans gonna tune in regardless.
So you telling me
Hey,
him
let me
fighting
ask you a
Tio,
quick question, Mark.
him fighting Tio is a bigger fight than him fighting Mario Barrio.
That's not even close. That's not even close.
Mark,
Let me finish saying what I'm
Marky
saying.
Dan. Marky Dan,
Yes,
let me
sir.
ask you a quick question. Marky Dan, let me ask you a quick question. You there?
Yes, sir.
Then you go back to boxing all the way to John L. Sullivan, right? When have we seen a three-time lineal champion in modern boxing?
It's only happened 6 times. In modern boxing, never. In modern boxing,
I'm talking about
Floyd,
when they say 81 on. 80, you know how they try to say like 79 is considered modern or whatever? From 79 to now, how many 3-division lineal champions have we had?
Floyd, Manny,
Terrence,
De La Hoya,
Canelo,
Terrence Crawford. Was he lineal at 135?
No, Canelo, he's only lineal in middleweight and super middleweight.
He won lineal at 54. He wasn't lineal at 54.
But was Crawford lineal
Nui,
at 35?
in Nui,
Crawford was lineal at 35 and 40.
So and 47, so 3 divisions.
But it's only a handful of dudes. It's only a handful of guys.
Crawford wasn't linear at 35. He only fought for one belt.
Okay.
Gamboa was a lineal champion.
Who?
Yeah, it's a really exclusive
Okay,
list.
yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, Gamboa had the lineal championship at the time.
Gamboa was not the linear champion at 135?
Look it up.
Gamboa moved up.
At 35. I'm talking about 35 when he fought him at 35.
Gamboa wasn't the linear champion at 35. Gamboa wasn't even. I don't even think Gamboa was a champion at 35.
They about to fall for a vacant free.
When Crawford fought, they fought for a vacant.
Shit. They probably
Gamboa wasn't a champion at 35 when Crawford fought him.
No, Bob Aaron's.
No,
I'll say this.
Champion at 35.
I don't have it in me to look it up right now, but I believe that was.
I'm already looking it up.
And it was lineal. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
All
I mean,
right,
I'm
so
not sure. But what I'm saying,
Crawford
this is
beat
what I'm
Ricky
saying. This is what I
Burns.
said. Hold on, let me say this because we don't want to get off. We don't got to do no this or that. What I'm saying is, in modern boxing since '81, we've only seen a few guys be a 3-time lineal champion. All I'm saying is that's special. I hope Tio. I hope Tio.
It is special.
Listen. I hope Tio fall over and be gone forever. All I'm saying is we looking at this the pure boxing of it all because there was a lot of guys in boxing who were
You know
pieces
what?
of crap, and Tio was
You
just
know,
one of the latest ones. But
you know what?
3-time lineal champion, that's special, man. That's
No,
special.
he's not. But the thing is, he's not 3-time linear champion. And if Jerome Boots Ennis don't want to give him the opportunity of being 3-time linear champion, I'm not mad at him. You need to know how to keep your mouth shut sometimes. You need to learn how to keep your mouth shut.
If you saying that, I agree with you, Free. If you saying that, I agree
I'm
with
not
you.
mad at him.
You think that was a stance on principle? If that what you saying, I agree with that. Then
I mean, according to Tio, I guess Jerron Ennis said he wanted him to apologize because according to Tio, he said Jerron Boots Ennis won't fight me and I'm not apologizing. According to what Tio said. So if that is true, hey, you don't want to apologize, then he ain't gotta give you the fight.
I did hear that though. See, I give you, if we saying that, I give you that because I did hear that he won't apologize and a lot of people are messing with him. Go ahead, Doug.
I want to say this real quick. First, Chris, check your email. Your voice meter is waiting in your email right now. Second thing is, did y'all hear what Charlo said about Teofimo Lopez earlier today?
Yeah, Charlo's a cornball, man. Charlo.
I didn't hear what Charlo said. What did he say?
The man said he was asked about Devin and Tio fighting. Clearly, him and Bill got some issue. He said Bill owe him an apology about something, but he said he don't care what Tio said. He said that he say racist. According to him, he say racist stuff all the time. He don't mean it, and so he don't believe Tio mean it. He don't give a damn that Tio is a racist, and he don't care about it. And this is what I was waiting to hear somebody say some stuff like this because this is the nonsense that we're gonna see. Individuals coming out still supporting Teofimo Lopez, even though the man has said some of the most racially inflammatory things in the past, as far as
10,
boxing
15
goes,
years.
yeah, 10, 15 years at least.
Yeah.
And then you have somebody like Jamal Charlo come out here and say, well, I don't really give a damn about none of that anyway. So damn him being a racist. I say racist stuff all the time. I don't mean it. So like, what? All right, that's how we look at it.
I mean,
Bill said some foul stuff to
I
Jamal.
mean,
So that's what that's about.
let's really be honest. Like, who cares? Like, we elected
if
Joe
that's how
Biden.
if
We
that's how
elected Joe
Jamal
Biden
feels,
after he said, "If you don't vote for me, you're not black." We elected Trump, who took out an op-ed to try and get 5 little black boys executed for something they didn't do. This is something that we accept in our society. You just saw the lady call the little boy an
hold on. Let
N-word
me say that.
5
Let me say
times.
this, Mark, because I see
Marky, do you vote in the democratic process?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
On my own island.
Mark, can I ask you a question? Hey, Mark, can I ask you a
you
question?
don't vote for me, you're not black. I don't find that as racial. I don't think racial.
I think that's just talking
That's
out
pretty
your butt.
racist. If a white
That's just
dude
talking
said
out
that to
your
you.
butt. To me, that's just talking out your butt. But let me ask you
I
this,
don't see
Doug.
that as racist.
But Doug, let me ask you this though, and this is because now it's a couple of dudes on here on YouTube that's die-hard boxing fans. I would say me, Marky Dan, D Free, Prod, pretty much everybody on this panel. We are die-hard boxing fans. Doug, no matter what we're talking about, if that piece of trash becomes a 3-time lineal champion, there's nothing you can even say to that dog, man, because Boots Ennis is that guy, supposedly, right? What I'm saying is, I was hoping to see maybe if Tio could get beat to death or see if he could beat him. That's the type of stuff I miss in boxing, is where we don't know who's going to win. These fights we be getting now, we already know who's going to win. I mean, how many fights have we picked now? And if we pick the wrong guy, it's because we necessarily was just pulling for the other guy. But we already know the outcome.
I was going against Ryan Garcia and I picked Rolly. So I was dead wrong about that.
I mean, I put it this way. I mean, if you want to say that Boots ducked him That's your prerogative. You can say whatever you
Man,
feel. But what I would say is, once again, we have the T.O. Devin Haney saga continue because T.O. don't want to fight Devin Haney at 47, but he want to fight
so
Deron Buzinnis. Why he don't
They
want to
just
fight Devin
signed for
Haney?
August.
he don't get the final
No, they didn't.
boss, man. He don't
They
get the
did.
final boss. He got to beat Devin
They just
first.
signed for August.
No, they didn't.
That's not true.
No,
Well,
that's
No,
not true.
No, they
from
agreed to
everything
terms.
being
They agree.
reported,
What happened? They agreed to terms, and then T.O.
Hold
got on
on, one at
Twitter
a
running
time.
his mouth.
Say it again, Marky.
No, I said they agreed to terms, and then T.O. got on Twitter running his mouth.
Oh, okay. I thought that fight was done.
No,
no, it
they,
I
came
don't
they,
know.
in the press conference. The same thing with the Charlos. They were asking. They said, "No, that fight is no longer confirmed. It done fell through, and Tio ain't got no. He ain't got no opponent at this current moment in time."
So
Oh, okay, okay.
let's run it down, man. Who y'all got, man? Devin or T.O.?
Dev,
I
12
don't
ounces, man.
know. I don't know.
Okay, next.
I don't know.
say that again.
Dev or T.O.? I heard you. Locked it in.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, they heard you.
No
I
question.
agree.
I mean,
I agree 100%. I agree 100%.
You
I
you agree
love
with
that.
it, Dub?
I
I
got
love
Devin.
Devin.
Do you?
Yeah, I got Devin. I got Devin beat Tio.
I
Yeah,
I
love
mean,
I love Devin, but I don't know on that fight. I just
yeah.
can't see him beat.
Based off of what
I
I
can't
seen in
see
the
him beat.
last fight, I don't know. I don't know. I prior to what I saw in the last fight, I always had Devin beating T.O. prior to what I saw in his last fight. But what I saw off the last fight, I don't know. I don't know if something is playing on in Devin's head right now, or if that he just did it for that fight because he was trying to protect the bag. I don't know. I will
But
have to
one
see
thing
him
you do
again.
know, Free. One thing you do know, Free, is Tio ain't gonna. He can't fight coming forward like that. And if Devin on the back foot, it's gonna make it that much harder for Tio to be effective. Devin is just as quick, and I think he got the better jab. So
Hey, hey, hey,
What I
Dub.
do what I do know is what I want to know is why was they trying to make it at 145? What happened to the 147? Why
I
they
didn't hear
he went
145. I didn't hear that.
that they
There's
was
no
trying to
belt.
make it
There's
at
no belts on the line. So when you go to a weight class, you got to start paying Mauricio. You know what I'm saying? You know his palms got to be greased.
Yeah, that's why they were trying to pay the sanctions.
they ain't gotta pay Mauricio unless they fighting in the WBC sanctioning body.
Oh, you're not listening. For the WBC wanted to sanction that fight. That's why they did that.
But my whole thing is why was they fighting at 145 if he was going up to fight Jerron Boots Ennis and Devin was moving up to 147 after this Jose Ramirez fight? Why not just fight at 147?
It's because
The
Turkey
WBC
and
said they
Devin.
was going to sanction a fight between them. That's
It
the only
doesn't
reason
matter.
I heard.
What I'm telling you is this, man. Turkey wants his own. He wants to use his own belt. If anything,
And he don't.
they
Yeah, he
don't. They
don't want
want
to.
to.
They want to pay them.
Yeah, they don't want to pay. They don't want to be paying Mauricio, and they don't want to do all that. Devin is really the top guy at Riyadh season.
Well,
He's just,
Are you
Turkey
nuts?
ain't
Are
paying.
you
Hold up,
nuts?
but Turkey's
nah.
not
You need to
paying
pay attention. Hold on,
Mauricio.
hold on, hold on. You need to pay attention first and
Man, get
foremost.
off the
Hold on,
drugs. He bigger.
person,
He bigger than
person.
Canelo.
No,
Are you
Why he
out your
got
why
to
you
be
mind?
on
cutting your brother?
drugs?
Hold,
Because he's a
hold, hold. I'm
black
your
man?
brother. Why you gonna cut me off? Hold on, I'm your brother. Relax.
Order in the court.
So peep this. Who else? Who on Riyadh season got a tank offer? Who got something put on the table for Tank? Devin Haney. Who got Ryan offer on Riyadh season? Devin Haney. Who got a Teal offer on Riyadh season? Devin Haney. So you can't tell me
Canelo just made
and
$51
when
million. Are you on drugs?
Canelo
What are you
Can,
talking about? He just made $51
Canelo
million fighting a track star.
I don't know
man.
if Tank got an offer for a rehab season for Devin Haney. I know that's what Bill said, but everybody
Nah,
that
they sent Tank an offer. He didn't. He didn't want to discuss it.
listen what I'm saying. I know that Bill said that. I've never heard Turkey say that. Everybody
Nah,
that Turkey
Tank
said,
discussed it though.
hold up, let me finish saying what I'm saying. Everybody that Turkey said they tried to make a fight. He came out and said, yeah, we're trying to make a fight with this person. We're trying to make a fight with that person. I never heard that he was trying to make a Devin versus Tank Davis fight. I heard him say he would love to have Tank Davis, but I never heard him say he was trying to make a Devin versus Tank fight. That's what I never heard. If you got the video of him saying he was trying to make
Tank
it,
even
let me
said they
know.
was trying to make the fight. He said he didn't want to do it in Saudi because Devin was his boy. I'm telling y'all, he's the one.
No, he said he's not. That I heard him say that about he said he don't want to go over there and fight Devin and Saudi. He said I don't want to go over there and fight Devin and Saudi because I know
Obviously,
I
thank you.
have
Because he
to
don't
knock
want
him
no.
out.
Yeah, exactly.
We got B3.
But
We got B3 coming out. We got B3 coming out.
The
What I'm
protection
saying is,
right now, ain't it?
what I'm saying is, I've never heard Turkey said that he was trying to make the fight. I heard Turkey said he was trying to make all these other fights. I just never heard Turkey said he was trying to make that fight. That's what I'm saying. I'm not
No,
saying
Tank
that.
said he was. No,
That's
Tank said
because
he was trying
Al
to make this
Heyman
fight.
has Tank on a leash. Turkey can't get
Hold
a
on.
piece of Tank. Turkey can't get a piece of Tank unless Uncle Al say so.
Well, I heard Turkey said he's trying to make the Shakur Stevenson fight after Williams or Pater. I heard him say that. I'm just saying I've never heard him say that he was trying to make the Devin Haney fight. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying I never heard him say it.
But you
him say
heard
he was trying to
Tank
make all these other
discuss the
fights.
Devin Haney fight in Saudi. That's what I'm saying. It's like we going in circles here. We heard it from the horse's
Oh, well,
mouth.
you missing what he's saying. All he's saying, B3, is that he's not heard it. Most of us heard that already.
Oh, okay.
But
All right.
but for one, Devin's not going back to 140, and Tank, and we already know Tank not gonna go up an ounce. So that we can just go ahead and debt that. That's not happening.
Y'all
That's not
stuck
happening.
on Tank. Your boy. The real issue is this. Tio is still mad because he's B-side to Devin Haney.
No,
What
no.
Tio need to do is
You
Tio need to
hold
get
on.
his
You missing
Tio
the
need to
mark.
get. Go ahead.
You just said Devin Haney is bigger than Canelo.
Why you ain't letting the brother speak?
I'm just.
Yeah, nobody. What I'm telling
Out of
you
order,
My
is,
man.
bad.
Yeah,
Go
what
ahead.
I'm
My
BVO
telling you
bad.
is
is,
savage.
Turkey.
You out of order.
This is Turkey's guy, like Tank said. This is Turkey's guy. That's what I said. You trying to bring Canelo into it? We know who Canelo is, but we also know
Yeah.
Canelo probably about to get his ass whipped in September. So
I hope he do. I don't know if he is. I hope he do.
let's go ahead and lock
Can I
that
just,
in, BVO. You got
let
Canelo.
me let me just say this.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
In
shucks.
boxing history,
Okay.
and Marky Dan, you can stand by me on this. When have we seen a guy go up 2 weight classes and still stopping dudes? When have we ever seen it?
Manny Pacquiao.
I
Plenty of
saw
times.
Manny
Okay, Manny Pacquiao. Okay, we got Manny Pacquiao, right?
Sugar Ray
We got Manny
Robinson.
Pacquiao. Who else, Marky Dan?
Sugar Ray
Plenty of fuck.
Robinson.
That's not an anomaly to see dudes moving up, stopping people.
Yeah,
Hey, I
because
saw Sugar
Tank
Ray
The
moved up
bigger
from
Robinson.
weight classes is
26
not.
to stop Mario Barrios. He
Yeah.
moved up 2 weight classes and stopped the champion.
Man, Mr.
Yeah, he
Pound
did.
for Pound was doing it before all these jokers, man.
Yeah, I saw Sugar Ray Robinson do it. I mean, I didn't see him do it, but I know of Sugar Ray Robinson moving up 2 weight classes,
I
stopping
mean, you
guys.
got lightweights from the 1910s. They were moving up and knocking out heavyweights.
I mean, it
What I'm
happens
saying
a
is, you
lot.
seen a guy
It
come
happens
from 47 all the way to lightweight, knocking out light heavyweights.
It happened a lot in the sport of boxing. It just don't happen often. It happened a lot. It just don't happen often.
Canelo special, man. Canelo special.
I'm not like I
Who he
said.
stopped?
I hope that Bud Crawford beat Canelo up. I hope he beat him up. I hope he even stop him. But the likelihood is unlikely.
But BBO said that like Crawford needs a stoppage to win. Crawford can win on points.
He
But my
he
question to
might.
you,
What
He
world?
might.
In what world?
who has Canelo stopped?
I mean, he might
Who
need a
was
stoppage.
Canelo
He might
stop?
need a stoppage.
Man, you got to
Canelo
get off the
haven't stopped
drugs,
nobody.
man.
He haven't stopped
Can
nobody
I
in a
get a
while.
name?
The last person he stopped, the last person Canelo stopped was Caleb Plant. He hasn't stopped anybody in a while. So Bud Crawford might need a stoppage. He might, unless he can
You
do
forgot
what
that he stopped
Bivol do.
Kovalev?
I said the last person. What part do you not hear? I said the last person.
Hey, I'll say this though. I'll say this
Was the
though.
last
No
person
matter how
Canelo?
that,
Right?
no matter how that fight go, man. You know the thing I will always say. I never like how Bud did Errol Spence, man. I still say that. I know people don't care about Errol Spence no more, but man, he did Errol dirty. I'll tell you that right
Breezy.
now.
Hey man,
How
we
did?
ain't
Hold
It
on,
got
hold
don't
on,
no
pay
hold
to
on,
be
hold
rank.
on, hold
the
on. Why
nice
is that
guy,
Blood's
man.
fault?
We ain't got
Shout
no
out to Errol. It
rank.
don't pay to be the nice guy.
Listen,
Huh?
listen. It was a great. Listen, BVO. Let me say this as a true Aerosmith guy. It was a great performance. So I can't say I ain't saying it because it was a great performance. Because I wouldn't have said this. Wouldn't have said it if it went the other way. But I knew the only person that could do that or had a possibility to do that was Terrence Crawford and vice versa. We always talked about that. You see nobody beating the brakes off of those two unless it was one of those two. So there it is. And
Hey, Crush, you know Errol said he's not coming back till he's ready. Man,
he ain't
Bud really
coming
must
back,
have heard that.
period. He ain't coming
He
back, period.
he shouldn't come back until he's ready. Why would he come back because somebody else is ready? I'm coming
It's
back
been
when I'm
2
ready.
years, Free. It's been 2
No,
years.
listen.
He gonna come back
If you
when he's
if
ready
you say I
and
want
say
to
that
fight
he's
D Free,
retiring.
if you say I want to fight D Free, and I've been out for a year, 2 years, and I say I'm not coming back until I'm ready. I'm supposed to say, okay, I'm gonna come back because you ready? No, I'm gonna come back when I'm ready. I'm not coming back to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna come back to give myself the benefit of the doubt. He's fighting for himself. He's not fighting for nobody else.
Well,
So
And he
he should.
fighting for the people,
what?
D Free.
He's fighting for himself. He's not fighting for nobody else. He's fighting
Who
for
is that?
himself.
Who we talking about right now?
Errol
Earl
Spence.
Spence.
Errol Spence
Earl
ain't
Spence.
fighting nobody right now. What we
No, you're not. You missed the whole conversation. But
No, I
Yeah,
heard the
I'm
whole
you
saying
conversation.
missed
Earl's
the
not
complete
coming back.
conversation.
no, you're not. You
That's what I
missed the
said,
whole
Big Three.
conversation. Earl Spence said he'll come back when he's ready, and I said he shouldn't come back until he's ready. You come back
Man,
if you come back and you're not ready, you're gonna get beat up again if you're not ready. So he shouldn't come back until he's ready.
I think Errol should stay out the ring, man, because I've seen him. He got that funny look to him now. He need to go ahead and retire, man.
I mean, he
It look
might
like
he might be staying out of the ring.
you should have heard how he was talking. Hey, Dub, I almost start crying when I heard him talk, man.
Why
He's
you
Never
always
effing
had.
up.
crying about these grown men, dog? Why you always crying about these
Hey,
grown men?
I'm just saying, bro. To
See
hear
this,
Errol
we see
talking
this,
this
like that,
dude,
see this.
this
I'm
dude
glad.
eye
I'm glad.
hanging. This
I'm
dude
glad.
Earl eye hanging on
Hey,
a
I'm glad
limb.
you just said
on
that,
a
BBO.
limb.
I'm glad you just said that, BBO, because this
What?
show was based off of manhood, the lost art of manhood, and BBO out
Uh
here crying for grown men. That's the
huh.
lost art of manhood, dog.
That's
You can't be out
crazy.
here crying for no grown man.
Hold on. I
That's
only
not
cried on
part
the
of.
show one time.
That's
I cried on
crazy.
the show
Hey,
one
they
time.
hoping and
He won't
praying
let
that
it go.
Pacquiao beat Barrios. That'll be Earl's entryway
Hey,
back
Dub. Hey, Dub. If somebody
he beat
tell you
that
about how
Pacquiao
poor
fight.
they grew up with their son, wouldn't that bring you? Wouldn't that make it? Wouldn't that make a little? Wouldn't that make your eyes sweat a little bit, man?
You stupid.
I don't know. I don't even know what we talking about no more. Y'all done
Anyway, no, free
Dub
want
said,
to
I'm
hold on,
bring
not
it
getting
up.
into
wait a
that.
minute,
I'm
wait a
not
minute,
getting
wait
into
a
that.
minute,
Free,
wait a minute.
free want to bring it up because I cried on the
Them
show one
boys
time
all over the
when
place.
we
What they
heard
do?
Schofield Jr.'s story. He gave us this
Nah,
sob
I,
story, and,
I'm
and
not.
I
I'm
teared
not
up a
saying. I'm
little
saying
bit.
it because you just said you almost cried a little bit. I'm like, dang, why are you almost crying over a grown man? We talking about manhood, and you sitting there talking about you about to cry because of what
He
Earl
Hey,
told
he
said.
like hey,
BBL.
he like Jaime Munguia. He got a
He told BBL
testosterone
Shakur.
imbalance.
Who did Shakur
Whoa.
fight? Shakur didn't fight nobody. Who did he fight?
He got low T.
You
He
know
got
what?
low T.
Hey,
Hey,
Yeah. He said
hey,
you got
what?
a
But
testosterone imbalance, meaning
all
that
I'll say is this. All I'll say
He's
is
a
to
soy
Eddie
boy.
Guerrero. Let me say this to you, Eddie Guerrero, aka B3. The thing I'm saying is this, man. If you watch Earl
Didn't Eddie
Spence
pass away?
and the brother is speaking that slow at 34, something's wrong, bro. He's speaking super slow,
Hey,
man.
I
I
tell you
don't think
what,
it's going on.
I
Earl's
agree.
done,
I
man.
agree with
Respectfully.
Bentley. If Earl Spence gonna come back, he should come back fight Keith Thurman. Both of them dudes been out of the ring for a while.
Now, why would he do that? When he can wait on Pac-Man?
Keith Thurman
I,
put hands on
I
EJ.
mean that
you
yeah.
wait
I
on
mean,
old ass
Keith
Pac-Man.
Thurman to
hey,
Come
put hands on EJ. You said it
hey,
best, Doug.
no, I don't
hey.
think so.
Dog.
What? Did y'all see
For
that
some
nigga
reason,
Keith Thurman?
hey, for some reason, I got a feeling that Manny Pacquiao might win this fight against Mario, dog.
This man finna
That
get
was
look.
crazy.
I
That
keep
would be
telling y'all, I
crazy.
be having this. I told y'all,
It's,
This man
that
about
shit
to
is
I
be
had
etched
that
in
feeling.
stone.
hold on. This man about to
Hey,
be eating soup out of a damn spoon,
hey,
getting fed
You're
by a
wrong,
white
Dub
like the
Right
last
Shot. You're
time.
wrong.
I told you
Hold
I
on,
Who
had
man.
that
bar who
feeling
Barrios can
I
stop?
can't even finish.
dog.
Damn, y'all got it.
All I'm saying is, I said I had that feeling before the Ryan versus daggone Rolly fight. I said, dog, I got a feeling Rolly's about to beat
Yep.
Ryan Garcia.
That's what.
I
Hey,
said
look, they
that
gonna do exactly
when
what B3
Canelo was
said.
fighting. I said
If
that when Canelo
Pacquiao
was
win,
fighting, when
Of
Canelo was
course.
fighting Bivol, I said I got a feeling Bivol about to beat Canelo. I have that same feeling when it comes to Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios.
it'll
I
be
got the
I'm gonna
Mario
same
say,
feeling.
Barrios
hey
versus
Dub,
Earl
let me ask you
Spence
this.
for the
Hold on. Let me
WBC
say,
championship.
Dub, let me ask you this. Remember, Dub, me and you was talking about this. Remember, we seen when Earl was about to fight Manny Pacquiao, right? Hold on, mute yourself. If you're not talking, mute yourself. Mute yourself. If y'all not talking, mute yourself. Dub, you remember when me and you was talking, man, and then we hear Errol Spence drop out of the fight with a torn retina because me and you both know he's about to put hands and feet on Manny Pacquiao. He was
Facts.
about to hurt him.
Facts.
And then next thing you know, they said the nigga's eye popped out. I, I don't know, man. Boxing's so rigged. I'm gonna be honest. I think Mario Barrios might go to bed. That's how rigged I think this fight is. I wouldn't even took it if I was Barrios, man.
And that's what I'm afraid of, BVO. That right there. Old man, go sit down. Y'all messing up the
Hey,
daggone spot. I want to see y'all old asses in the ring. I hope he get beat up.
I'm telling you right now, I'm putting
Earl
50
versus
on Man. I'm putting
Pacquiao.
50 on
That's
Manny
what's gonna
Pacquiao, dog.
happen. Earl
I'm
versus
putting
Pacquiao
I'm putting 50 on Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrio. I'm telling y'all right
for
now.
the WBC
Crush,
welterweight championship.
they not gonna let Manny Pacquiao lose to Scotty Too Hottie, man. They're not gonna let him lose to him, man.
I
No,
They
already
just
knew this, man. That's the whole thing. I don't want to see Manny Pacquiao old, not too far from a damn wheelchair, using a goddamn cane ass, all up in the mix of these goddamn young guns. We've been waiting
so
for this moment for these
so
young guns to go through
don't
it, and
fight
you got
Brian
one of
Norman.
these
That's all I'll say.
and you got these old
so
fogey
Manny.
stogies coming out somewhere. They should be somewhere sitting down, rubbing off with Tiger Bomb and Bengal. I want to see they in the goddamn way of the
Hey,
young
that
guns.
might
I'm
be
not with it.
that might be Jerron Ennis' road
That's a fact,
to
Crush. I'm with you.
undisputed because it don't look like. I mean, Mario Barrio had turned it down already, so that might be Jerron Ennis' road to undisputed because I think Manny Pacquiao to get in it with Jerron Ennis.
And then if Manny
Nah,
Pacquiao,
come on, bro.
if Boots Ennis wind up getting in there with Manny Pacquiao, I'm telling you, y'all gonna put a hit out on me because I'm gonna destroy him. I'm gonna go to the gym to do first so they can hear it. I ain't with that. He ain't
I'm
gonna get
not
no
getting mad.
credit
I'm
from
not
me.
getting
I'm
mad
gonna
at
tell you this.
Jerron
I'm
Ennis.
gonna tell y'all
I'm
this.
not getting
Hey
mad at
Dub,
Jerron Ennis.
hey
That man
Dub,
got a belt.
Dub. Now me and you hardcore on this. Dub, you know what I see? I see Manny Pacquiao getting a Floyd Mayweather rematch for the WBC title, man. I see that, man. I
But
could
you
be
done went too
wrong.
far. You done went too far now.
Yeah, you
Oh,
tripping.
that's how boxing is, bro.
You tripping.
That's how boxing is,
Dog.
bro. They might
It'll
I'm
dig
be
telling
Floyd
Earl.
up from the
It'll be
grave.
Earl.
you. I'm telling you,
Earl
tripping.
will be the one to
Floyd,
get it. It'll be a
Floyd.
Manny
All I'm
Pacquiao
saying
versus
is,
Earl Spence, like B3 said. 3 said it the best. That's exactly what I can see happening. If
No,
they rob him
I
and
don't
get
think he's
Pacquiao
gonna
to fight,
fight.
I think they'll fight Earl.
He's not gonna fight Earl because Earl not going back to 47. Earl not going back to
Man,
47.
that's true too.
So I see.
Nah, the
I can
rumors
see.
before they locked in the Pac-Man fight was that Earl versus Barrios at 47. That was the rumor.
Key. The
And
key thing
let's
is
keep it a stack.
the
Let's
key.
keep it a
The key
stack. Hold on,
thing
let me
was
finish this.
the
Let me
boy,
key
finish this.
word
Let's
God,
keep it a
is
stack.
the
hold
rumor.
on, Free.
Earl,
Hold on, Free. Let the man finish.
let me just say this. Earl did make 147 with a rib injury against Terrence. So I'm willing to believe he can still get down to 147.
Well, I'm willing to
Now it
be
was a
Earl.
couple
I'm
years ago, but
willing to
we'll
believe
see.
Earl Spence because Earl Spence haven't lied to me yet. He said I'm not going back to 47. And the key word in that whole statement that you made was a rumor. That was the key word. Earl Spence said nobody contact me about anything. I'm in Japan. He said ain't nobody contact me about anything. I'm in Japan chilling. So it was a rumor. That wasn't true. It was a rumor. What they said was Mario Barrios about to get in there with a big name fighter, and they automatically threw Earl Spence in there because Earl Spence said he was coming back. So they threw Earl Spence's name in there. Kind of find out it was Manny Pacquiao. It wasn't Earl Spence.
On
Yeah,
that.
with all that, go ahead, BBO.
Oh no, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
No, I was gonna say, I could see him not coming back to 50. I mean, it's like who the names? He gonna come back to a big name. He not coming back to no Bakram at no 54, no shit, nothing like that. So unless he gonna fight Laura at 160, which I doubt, I think he'll try to fight Pac-Man. I think
And
he'll make the sacrifice.
look, like Jamal Charlo said today, when he asked about EJ, that man somewhere out there on the farm. I ain't even talk to him. He doing the family thing.
Mm.
That's what he gonna do. I don't
That
think this
man.
man need to come back. If he want to, that's on him. I don't think Deontay Wilder should be fighting right now. That's my
Mm.
opinion. But at the
I'm
same time, God damn.
What you doing? Why you stop?
Y'all gotta go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, nobody
No,
talking
go
to
ahead,
you,
Dub.
Dub.
Why you stop?
I was talking to somebody in the background. That's why I put myself on mute.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Dub.
you just stopped,
I
Dub.
was
Yeah, you just
accident.
stopped.
Anyways, like I was
Yeah.
saying, I ain't want to see
You out
it.
of order.
Now you out of order. Yeah. I mean, I can't. Y'all look. I can't wait till I get my goddamn show back here. I'll be dropping all type of damn shit on y'all motherfuckers.
You out of order.
Yeah, it'll be way worse than that. Hey, bang the table
We
for
got
me.
one.
I want order.
That's the one right there. Look, man. But overall, when it comes to EJ, man, ain't nobody heard from the man. The man,
Right.
what did he finna do? Nothing. Oh, he came out and said himself he fight until he ready. I don't think there's ever gonna be a time he gonna be ready. And one thing we always say about fighters, ring rust, layoff, that's the worst thing that can happen to you. And the man that continuously been out the ring for what the last 4 or 5 years now. So what y'all expect the man to do? He should be happy. And if he needs some money or something like that, he rent due, whatever. Come back and fight Keith Thurman. At least you got a chance to stop him going to the body. I think Keith Thurman put hands on him. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But at the same time, if that's what you want to do, come back and fight Keith Thurman. But you don't. If you get in the ring with any of these guys at 54, you getting beat down. I mean, whether it's Tim Zoo, whether it's
To the ground.
Fandora, whether it's Bakram, whether it's Murtazali, it don't matter who it is, man. All these guys beat Earl Spence right now, and I love EJ. I'm a fan. I'll always be a fan, but at the same time, the man done been through two horrific, one horrific car accident, another car accident outside of that. He said he told you himself he drank too damn much. It messed his career up. Eye injuries, and then a brutal beating that he took from Bud. Brother, retire with your family. You know what I'm saying? Live your life and keep doing. You don't owe us nothing. You did everything you said you was gonna do. You came up short, but we respect you strictly off of moving the way that you moved in the sport. Live your life. You don't owe nobody nothing. And so, like I said, if you need a payday, I think the best person for him to come back and fight would be Keith Thurman. I don't see no Manny Pacquiao smoke happening. I don't. I still. If y'all want to put some money on it, now I don't bet with niggas online. I don't bet with niggas online no more. So, but I will tell you,
That's crazy.
hey, no, that's the truth. But I will tell you, hey, I would take a bet any day of the week, twice on Sundays, that Pacquiao gonna end up eating out a damn spoon again from his wife after fighting Mario Barrios.
Uh-huh.
I'm just telling the truth.
He gonna be sitting there shaking, eating soup again.
Hey,
That's it.
what I will say is I saw Earl Spence in that little post where he said, "I come back when I'm ready to come back." That man Earl Spence look like he every bit of good 180 pounds. He don't look like nowhere near making 147. He look every bit of 180 pounds. I don't see that man ever coming back to 47 again. And he said, "I can't make 47 no more." That's why he wanted to fight the rematch at 54. So I mean, if he wanted to fight the rematch, we saw what happened at 47. He wanted to fight the rematch at 54 because he's like, man, I can't make 47 no more. If he was willing to take that fight again at 54, why not take it at 47? You could have got the rematch because Bud wanted the rematch at 47.
Yeah, that's tough.
I'll say this, man. One thing, man. One thing about the brother's right today, man. I really don't want to see EJ come back, man, because he ain't really gonna beat nobody, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I think the young boys will hurt him. I think Tiger Johnson could get him now. I mean,
man, Tiger Johnson's at 47. Tiger Johnson ain't getting in the ring with no goddamn Earl Spence.
Let me ask you, hey, real quick.
I'm having fun. Forgive me, man.
We did this exercise not too long ago. Let's do it with EJ real quick.
Hey, one quick question. I told y'all that man Sebastian Fendor didn't want no Pastor Xander Zayas. That man about to be the youngest champion in the sport of boxing. Because the dude that he about to fight, that man ain't good. He ain't good at all. He ain't good at all. That man ain't good at all.
But go ahead,
No,
Doug.
You talking about the dude that just beat Conwell? You say he not?
No, he not fighting that dude that just beat Conwell. He fighting some other dude.
They removed. I thought it was Jorge Perez.
Matter of fact, I'll tell you in 1 second. I got it right here. I'll tell you in 1 second.
They said Conwell.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I like Earl Spence.
I like Earl Spence retired.
At this point, I don't think that I don't care if he don't fight again because I like the kid, the good family man. He got good, nice story. Kid came up, did what he did, made tons of money.
Man, that's his life story.
He got beat up, and that's that. If he don't want to do it no more, that's cool. I ain't even mad at him.
All I'll say is this, man. I got Gary Anton Russell beating Earl at this point. I mean, bro.
So let's do this. Let's do this real quick, BVO. We did this exercise with other individuals, so we're gonna do it with EJ at 54. We ain't even gonna do it at 47. We're gonna do it at 54. Who does EJ beat in y'all opinion? All right, first name because we'll start with IBF. Bakr Murtazaliev. Does EJ beat him?
No.
Frost?
Yes.
Freak?
You out your mind.
You said who?
Bakr Murtazaliev.
I don't know. After what I saw from Tim Zoo, I don't know if Earl could stand through that.
Crush?
Oh my God.
You say what?
No. Not beating Bakr.
B3?
Right now, off no tune-up?
No tune-up.
Bakr.
Sebastian Fandor, Earl Spence. Who wins that fight? BVO.
Fandor.
Prize?
Fandora.
Free.
I ain't really too much sold on Fandor just yet. I ain't really too sold on Fandor. I don't know. I think Earl might be able to get Fandor. Even a 2-year layoff. I think he still might be able to get him.
Crush. You're on mute, Crush. We'll come back to you. B3. Fandor, EJ.
Fandor, EJ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I give EJ a shot at beating Fandor, so I'm gonna say EJ.
B3.
I mean, I guess the nigga got to punch his chance, but I gotta go with Fandor, man. I'm sorry.
Virgil Ortiz, Errol Spence, BBO.
Say the name. Yeah, I can't. Dub. Say that name again.
Virgil Ortiz versus Errol Spence Jr. Okay, BBO dropped off. Go ahead, boss.
Virgil.
Free.
I got Virgil in that one.
B3.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Virgil. Yeah.
Crush, EJ or Virgil?
Say that again.
EJ or Virgil Ortiz?
Ortiz.
All right.
Uh,
Here we go. Real. I want to just to making a point here. Let's go. Jesus Ramos. Jesus Ramos versus EJ. Who y'all got in their fight? Prize.
EJ.
Free.
real quick, B3. He's fighting Jorge Garcia.
Well,
You said what was the two names again?
EJ Jose Ramirez. I mean Jesus Ramos. Excuse me. I said Jose Ramirez. Jesus Ramos. EJ.
I would say probably Ramos right now.
3.
no tune up. Man. I guess Jesus, man.
Crush.
This is bad. They got me on the spot on this, EJ. But we got to see you back in the ring.
We just telling the truth. Crush. What you got? Ramos or EJ? You on mute, Crush.
I think EJ can beat him off talent. That's me though.
All right, here we go. Let's go to the next fighter. Xander Zayas versus EJ. Who y'all pick to win that fight? Prize?
I go Xander because you.
3.
Xander Zaya is the new champion.
B3.
Man, Xander, he got to show me some more, man. Dang. I'm going to go EJ on that one.
You about to
Chris.
see Xander some more.
Chris, you there? Are you there,
Xander's
Chris?
still a baby, man.
Crush fell down the steps like BVO say.
Okay. I ain't mad at it.
No, nigga, I glid down the motherfucking steps. You know what I'm saying? Hold up, player. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This ain't Grady for Sanford and
Yeah,
Son.
that was too funny. That was funny.
Hold on, Chris, real quick. You got two. So
I want to go. What's the first one, BB?
EJ versus Jesus Ramos. Who wins that fight?
Ooh, Jesus Ramos and EJ. I mean, damn, man. EJ got his ass beat by Errol Spencer. He showed me nothing. I'm gonna have to go with Ramos, man. What's up?
Xander Zayas versus EJ.
Oh, stay away from that young guy, man. I got losing to both of those guys. I'm sorry. I love EJ, but I'm gonna keep it real. Definitely stay away from Xander Zayas. Go on.
All right, here we go. Let's go with. I'm gonna give him, and I ain't gonna say an easy match, but let's go Erickson Lubin versus EJ. Who wins that fight? Prize?
I go first.
Oh, go ahead, Chris.
I got EJ beating that one.
All right, in reverse order. B3.
Yeah, I'm taking EJ over Lubin. Hammer, respectfully.
Lubin. I think EJ can beat Lubin.
Prize.
EJ based off talent.
All right. Let's go with Sergey Boachuk, right? Who wins that fight with Boachuk? EJ or Boachuk? Prize.
I'm going Earl based off talent.
Well, all your shit based off talent, ain't it?
I'm saying like you asked me who would win the fight. I'm saying I'm going with Earl based off his talent.
No. I ain't got no problem with him. I ain't got no problem with it. Free, who you got?
I got EJ. I don't think Boachuk is that good of a fighter. I got EJ.
B3.
Yeah, I'm with EJ on the Boachuk fight for sure.
Crush.
EJ gets off on him.
Tim Zoo versus EJ in reverse order. Crush, who you got?
Hey, man, 50-50 fight, but I got to put an answer down because we STN. Man, I'm going with EJ.
I ain't mad. B3, who you got? Tim Zoo, EJ?
Yeah, EJ over Zoo for sure.
Free.
Hey, I'm right there with Crush. That's a 50-50 fight, but I think EJ will pull it out.
Prize.
Earl.
All right. Earl Spence versus, let me see, hold on. Got that one out the way. Got that one out the way. All right, let's do this one. Earl Spence versus Keith Thurman. Who wins that fight? Prize.
I'm sorry. Repeat that one more time.
Keith Thurman.
Earl.
Free.
Earl by body shot.
3.
Yeah, I'm going with Earl for sure with Keith.
Crush.
Devil's advocate. I got Keefy Poo with an upset.
That's tough.
All right. I got. I'm gonna go 3 more. We're gonna go 3 more here. Tellez. He's the WBA interim champion right now. So Tellez, Yoenis Tellez versus EJ. Who y'all got winning that fight? Crush.
I like Tellez, but I think EJ wins.
3.
You
Yeah,
said Pacheco?
Huh? Pacheco.
Tellez, D3 Tellez.
Oh.
You know,
Nigga said Pacheco. Pacheco don't fight it. Never mind. Anyway. Go ahead, 3.
yeah, I'm gonna take EJ Schoolie, young boy.
Tellez free. Tellez and EJ.
EJ.
Prize.
Earl, based off experience and talent.
2 more. Madrimov versus EJ. Who you got, Prize?
EJ.
Free.
I got
Madrimov.
EJ on that one. I got EJ on that one too.
3.
Yeah, EJ over Madrimov. Yep.
Crush.
I think EJ gets a TKO.
Can I get a TKO? Oh, my bad. Let me see. Last one. And this brother, he just got, I said it respectfully, he got hands put on. Charles Conwell versus Errol Spence. Who y'all pick to win that fight? Crush?
Conwell getting his bells rocked.
B3?
Yeah. Based on what I seen, Conwell get stopped. I got EJ.
Free?
I don't really know about this dude. I think Charles Conwell might win that fight by split.
That's tough. Well, I got Earl. I got Earl in that one. I don't Conwell. I mean Earl.
So I say that to say this. Outside Earl Spence, if he comes back, it seems like the consensus is that if he has to fight those top name guys, he will get beat by them. But if he comes back and fight that second tier caliber fighter, that he could be able to beat those guys as far as how we kind of just broke down and went through these rankings. Would y'all agree with that?
Facts.
Right
Yeah,
now, based off of
without a
him
tune
coming
up.
back, based on him coming back from a 2-year layoff, I will agree with that.
Yeah.
If you put him in if you give him a tune up, then I might have a different opinion about those picks, stuff. Because
Yeah,
I
Earl
feel like we
Spence,
just need to see him get his feet wet,
Earl,
and he need to come
Earl,
off his high horse a little bit. But go ahead.
Earl gonna tell you himself, I don't take too much.
I
That's
know
what
when
he
he gonna come
tell
up,
you.
he gonna have to come off his high horse, dog.
I mean, the man ain't lied. Free said it the best. The man ain't
Yeah.
lied to me yet. And
Right.
so when he says those type of things, I don't think he's looking to take no tune-up fight. I think he's looking to get back in the ring and when
I
he
agree,
do.
I agree with that.
Well,
No, I
real
was,
quick,
I was gonna say I agree with that, but I think after that first fight, he might be back in his groove.
Yeah.
I think that when he comes back, he's gonna be looking to fight. And it's interesting because this is what I say. In my personal opinion, this is just my opinion. But I hope you lied to us in this situation. I think he should come back and fight Keith Thurman. I think that's the biggest money fight he can have, and it's a fight we've been clamoring for years. It's too late for the fight, really, but I think that'd be the best thing he could do is to come back and fight somebody like Keith Thurman. Because all them other guys, I'm just gonna be honest, man. All right, he might get fucked up in those fights.
But if he have a tune up or two, or not two, but just a tune up, I feel like he get knock the ring rust off and get that loss out of his head. I think he'll be fine. He's still really talented, people. Let's not forget he's a talented guy.
What's the tune-up or two-minute fight?
I mean,
Tuna
he
fight. I don't know. Somebody might that I don't know. One of those guys named Sasaki Tanami or something from Japan somewhere. Pick one of them guys out. I don't know. Just get a damn guy for him
They
so
don't.
he can knock the ring rust off, and then we can really evaluate Earl Spence because all we doing is evaluating him off one of the best fighters ever. So it's kind of hard to do. And hold on real quick, and I'm gonna let you go, Dub.
You
And
got it.
we are basing this off of him coming off of no tune-up. So the fights that the list that we made, the game we just played, this is coming off of no tune-up, people.
I'm just telling you, real quick, Prize, I say this respectfully. Them Japanese guys, they don't get the 154. They don't get that big.
I'm just making up stuff.
What I will say,
fight one of them Africans or something, man. Bombada or something.
Prime said he's a very talented fighter. We know in the past he was a very talented fighter. We don't know how he is right now because he's older. I think he's like 34 or 35, and he's been sitting out for 2 years. So the older you get and the less active you are, the more likely that your talent will start to dwindle away. So I'm not 100% sure that he's still the level of talent that we saw him prior to the Bud Crawford fight. I don't know if he's still that type of fighter. So we're going based off of his last performance with the Bud Crawford, which wasn't a good performance by him. And then now you've been out for 2 years. I don't know if he's still as talented as he once was. He could very well be, but most likely he's probably not.
I feel like these fighters never lose their boxing talents ever. I feel like they always be not the average guy fighting. You know, whether it's in the ring or out the ring. I feel like he's still talent.
That's the thing about the mind. The mind always say,
that's what I'm saying.
Can do it. Your mind say you still can do it, but your body said, "Nigga, you crazy."
Hey, look,
that's a fact.
My mind
but I feel like he
tell
can do
me
it.
I can get out there and play ball with some of these young guys. I know what to do, but guess what? When I go to do it and my knee give out on me, my ankle hurting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I said we got to see what he got to go against a light touch. I mean, he gonna have to come off his high horse. You know what I'm saying? You can't base it off of that Terrence. And I feel DST. I feel DST. I feel you. The Earl fans, like, I get it. But what I'm trying to say is this. He's still very, very talented guy. I'm not going to put anybody over him, but I need to see him get back in there to make sure, like what D Free just assured me, that we still got to make sure that talent is still there. So I need to see him in there when Dub said, well, who, throw him in there with somebody, just get somebody a shot. Like they find all kind of plumbers and Uber drivers. We'll find Earl one and get him in there and see what he can do still. And then he probably ready to go. And I don't care, win, lose, or draw. I still think he can fight.
I'm gonna tell you right now, my mind tell me I still run a 4-1. But when I got out there to run a 40-yard dash, I was embarrassed to say what my 40 was. They was like, "No, what you want?" I was like,
"Y'all boys,
I ran a 5-3, man. I went. Look, my hamstring gave out on me. I damn near tore off the bone.
I thought I still could run a 4-1, but when I got out there, I was like, "Dog." They was like, "What you run?" I was like, "Don't even worry about it, dog. It wasn't a 4-1, but don't worry about it."
Y'all got
it. In my mind, though, I was like, "I still got it." I went out there, I ran that 40-yard dash. I was like,
Free, that's hyperbole, or did you really want a 4-1, Free?
No, I ran a 4-1 when I was in high school. I ran a 4-1 high school, and my first year in semi-pros, I ran a 4-1. I used to run track. So I ran a 4-1. I ran a 4-1 multiple times during a 40-yard dash. It's not like I hit 4-1 and that was the top, and that's the only time I hit 4-1. No, I ran 4-1 multiple times.
Hey, real quick, let me ask this real quick. I just got to ask about these few fighters right here. As far as EJ goes, do y'all think EJ beats Boots right now?
Hell no.
Heck no.
That's blasphemy, dog. That's blasphemy, dog. I mean, Earl Spence is a great fighter, and I'm not taking that away from him. In his heyday, he was one of the best. But to say that what we saw from Earl the last fight, and we just talked about, the man been out of the ring for 2 years, hasn't fought, hasn't even worked out in the gym, or none of that. and then you expect him to go in there and beat the best guy at 147? No, I don't think he can. At one time, I think that Earl can. Not right now. Not right now.
Anybody got anything on the Boots fight, real quick? Anybody else? Does anybody say yes? He does beat Boots. Does anybody say that, please?
No.
All right. Does he beat Brian Norman Jr. right now?
Now, that's a fight. Hey, it's a 50-50 fight. I think Brian Norman might edge it out because of the youth. But, hey, that's going to come down tooth and nail. I think Brian Norman going to have moments. I think Earl going to have moments. And I don't know. I don't know. Because Brian Norman has those lapses sometimes in a fight where he tends to get hands put on him for a while. So I don't know.
Does anybody say that Earl does beat Boots? Does anybody say absolutely? Okay. Stanley Onis. Does EJ beat Stanley Onis right now?
Yeah, I got EJ.
I would say
stopping
yes.
Mantis.
I would say yes.
Does anybody say no, that he doesn't? Does anybody say no?
Bentley, you wild.
Stanionis might not never be the same.
Oh no, yeah, I think EJ can beat Stanionis. I think EJ could. I thought EJ could beat Stanionis at any point in time of his career.
Right.
I don't think I didn't think Stanionis was that good. I knew that he wasn't going to beat no Boots.
Nope. I think he can beat Mario Barrios. My bad, Dub, because I didn't know he was in the game. Go ahead.
Now, Barrios is going to be my next question, so go ahead.
Yeah, I would say EJ can stop him or beat him.
Free?
Yeah, I think EJ can beat Mario Barrios. I'm just after that last fight that Mario Barrios put out there, and they stole a win from Abel Ramos. I don't think Mario Barrios could beat EJ because I think Earl can put the same pressure on Mario Barrios, but even more.
Hey, Free, you know I love you, right? You my brother. You know I love you. You my brother. Can you just put an S? Just put an S on the end of Barrio. That's just put an S on the end of it. I said
He don't deserve it.
We call him Mario Barrio.
No, Mario Barrios. I don't care. He ain't my fighter. He not my fighter. He's not my son. He's not my cousin. He's not my brother. I don't care if I pronounce his name right or wrong. I don't know the nigga. Who told them to put an S at the end of it?
Yeah, I know. And
who
told him to name that nigga Mario Barrios? That sounds like
that's just the man name. I'm sorry.
Now I can see if he was a relative and I was saying his name wrong. Oh, damn, that's your cousin. Why you keep saying his name wrong? He ain't no relative to me. I don't care. Who told him to put an S at the end of Mario Barrios?
Okay, hold on, real quick. So a few more names.
That's crazy.
The mandatory for Boots right now, Gillisaw. Say his name for me. See, you see how? Hey, that's why I asked my brother three. Say his name for me because I'm gonna mess it up. Three, can you say it, brother?
Shot from Gearsoft.
Gearsoft, thank you. EJ versus Gearsoft. Who win that fight?
EJ.
I don't even know who the hell Jill Tall is.
No, hold on. You watched him.
We just watched him. Yeah.
You watched the fight. We called that fight.
Yeah.
What? Jill Tall? What fight was
Gearsoft. He was on the Boost card. He had like somebody passed away in his family. He was fighting for his. It might have been his daughter. Or a family member or something like that.
Who did he fight?
He fought, I believe, as Argentinian.
Better yet, what card was it on? Because
it was on the Boost Stanionis card. Because this is Boost is mandatory. Gearsoft is mandatory.
Oh yeah, I think EJ beat him. I don't think he that good.
Yeah.
I don't even know who the hell it is, but I think EJ beat him.
You know Boost mandatory Gearsoft.
You watched the fight. You watched the fight with us. So he beat Franco Camper. He stopped him to the body.
Oh yeah, I saw that. EJ beat him.
Let me see. Polanco, Rohan Polanco. Who wins that fight? EJ versus Rohan Polanco. Prize? Okay, free. Yeah, nobody ain't got an opinion on this one.
I'm not too sold on the young guy just yet.
Yeah, I like
Free.
Rohan, but I'm gonna take EJ right now.
Fresh. All right, last one. Karen Chuka, how do you say the brother last name? Say
Oh,
his last
EJ
name.
Dub, EJ Easy on that one.
On Rohan, you got on Polanco, correct?
Yeah,
Yes,
Karen gets beat by EJ.
Prize, three.
I got EJ beating Cam myself.
Yeah, I got EJ over Karen. Definitely.
So it seemed like what we
Love
came
the
to the
EJ.
conclusion that the upper tier at 47 EJ can beat outside of Boots, possibly Brian Norman, maybe Stanley Jonas, dependent. But I think the majority said that it's a 50-50 with Junior, and they picked EJ to beat Stanley Jonas. So he beats the upper tier of 47, and then he beats the mid to low. Uh-oh, the mid to low tier at
No
54.
tune up off no tune up, and I picked Karen. I was on mute. I mean not Karen. I'm sorry. I picked EJ. But what you just said, him beating all the people on a lower tier, all this stuff is based off him not having a tune up. So some of these names that Dub right side name was some tough fights. Xander Zaire and Virgil and all them off no tune up. That wouldn't be very wise. That's why it's hard to. But I do think he can beat some of them guys off of with no tune up based off his talent and his skills.
Only reason I ask it that way and saying off of no tune up is because one thing I've and hey, EJ a country brother like myself, you know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't just out here capping. A lot of times, if they tell you something, they gonna stand on this,
Yeah,
and we gonna
I don't
stand on
mind.
this.
Yeah, I can dig it, but if he, I mean, it's not wise for his career to jump in there with a Xander Zaire or a Virgil Ortiz. Not, you got 2 years off, bro. You need to knock that ring rust off, see what you can do, see how your body react. Like D Free said, the man said he could run a 4.4, but now he run a 6.4 or whatever he said. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I probably run slower than that. But you know what I mean? That's the point is you need to get in there with somebody who a light touch, like they find all these union construction workers and all these other guys for Shakur and all them. They can find one for Earl, and he needs to see how his body reacts and his mind reacts. Is he thinking? Is his thinking still sharp? Is his ring generalship still sharp? His jab still there and work off some things, feel good, get some rounds under your belt, and then now you might be confident and be go time.
Hey, last question for the night. I seen folk that done fell out the panel. Shout out to my brother Sombrero in the building. Um, last question: Mario Barrios versus Pac-Man. Right, that fight happens. The number one as far as the WBC rankings goes, the man who will be in line for the next fight is Devin Haney. Do y'all think that Devin Haney ends up in the ring with a Manny Pacquiao or the winner of Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios? Do you think that he winds up in the ring with that person?
It's possible. Could be the game plan.
I sure hope that ain't the damn game. Man.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree with
I
you,
wouldn't
Dub.
want
I
that
don't
to
want
be the game. My bad, Crush.
no, go ahead, Bronze, because I agree with you. You can finish off.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that's not the game plan. I don't really want to. I mean, if he fight Barrios, I mean, he got a belt, so I get it, but I don't want to see Pacquiao. Pacquiao win that fight, bro. Man, that's going to cause so much confusion in the welterweight division. Boost might as well go ahead and move up. I don't want to see. I mean, it'll be interesting, but bro, that's going to really mess up the welterweight division, man. I don't want to see that.
I ain't
But
mad at it. I ain't mad at it. I'm just gonna tell you, and shout out to my brother Sombrero for allowing us to rock as long as we have. I just gotta tell you, I can see it happening. I don't want it to happen. I don't want it to happen.
me
But
too, Dub.
and I will say because if you go back to the hit list, Mario Barrios was on that damn hit list.